This enchanting tale unfolds as we encounter the princess and her dear brother, accompanied by a gracious flower woman. He reveals his sensitivity towards flowers. Consequently, she advises him to await their return outside, where he retreats with a handkerchief in hand, tenderly dabbing away tears. The princess reveals her deep affection and marvels at the scene before her. She confesses to the burdensome title of princess. Yearning for a life akin to that of the flower lady standing beside her, she expresses her desire to become a flower girl. The princess discloses her upcoming journey to America, where she has heard tales of boundless possibilities. Presenting a flower bearing a striking shade of pink, the woman likens it to the princess herself, exclaiming how it has outgrown its home. She proposes a joint endeavor to relocate the flower, and joy visibly alights upon the princess's countenance. In a moment of spontaneity, she christens the flower Herbert, a testament to their newfound bond. Yearning for more floral companions, the princess beseeches the woman to create others, yet the woman playfully suggests a detour to locate her brother, the prince, before he succumbs to a flurry of uncontrollable sneezes. The flower lady seizes the opportunity to capture their essence in a photograph. In a mischievous act, Alina places the fragrant blooms on her brother's nose. The sight that unfolded before our eyes is etched in our memory, though it took place years ago. But now, in this present moment, Alina finds herself amidst the vibrant streets of New York. A delicate symphony of colors and fragrances accompanies her as she gracefully strolls through the nocturnal cityscape. Clutched tenderly in her hands are bouquets of blossoms, a testament to her profound adoration for nature's creations. She arrives at her abode, a sanctuary teeming with an abundance of verdant leaves and resplendent blooms. In a weird ritual, Alina assigns names to her plants and flowers, meticulously placing the fresh additions alongside their botanical companions. Winter's icy cold tugs at her, urging Alina to change her garments. As she peels away the layers, surrendering to the cold's embrace, her roommate Daisy appears with a cheerful presence. Daisy, in a playful tone, wonders if Alina has brought yet another beautiful flower to their humble dwelling. A faint blush colors Alina's cheeks, revealing a hint of shyness. However, their conversation takes an unexpected turn when Daisy reveals that Paul, Alina's brother, called. It seems Alina has been unresponsive to his attempts to contact her. Paul informs Daisy that Alina's presence is urgently needed for an important mission, a journey as ambassadors across Europe. Alina's parents, the majestic figures ruling over the kingdom, cannot embark on this expedition. Thus, the responsibility of representing their realm falls upon Alina and her brother. London, Paris, and Rome, a trio of enchanting destinations awaits them. Disenchanted by the trappings of nobility, Alina dismisses the opulence and luxury with a simple wave of her hand. She sees this upcoming journey as a looming torment, a distressing ordeal. Yet Daisy counters her desolation with unwavering optimism. To Daisy, this trip is like a heavenly escapade, a dream that many hearts long for. After all, who wouldn't want to bask in the radiance of royalty? Alina retorts, expressing her yearning for independence, resilience, and the pursuit of her personal dreams. She vividly recalls her childhood, witnessing her mother's constant presence at embassy parties, extravagant balls, and public events. Her mother would stand, mechanically waving and smiling, for endless hours. Alina observed her return home, feet swollen and weary, a testament to the toll of an empty existence. To ease the tension, Daisy playfully suggests getting comfortable footwear for the challenging journey. But Alina remains steadfast, rejecting such a life. She retreats to her peaceful office. An email arrives, an itinerary outlining her duties, and only 2 days to prepare. Seizing the moment, Daisy remarks with a playful tone that flowers and plants won't accompany her on this royal adventure. A moment of silence hangs in the air, pregnant with unspoken thoughts, until Alina breaks it with a softly spoken revelation. She discloses that personal assistants are permitted to accompany the royal princess. She gently turns her gaze towards Daisy, the unspoken question lingering, silently asking if she would be interested in assuming such a role. Daisy's mind races as she contemplates her current lack of responsibility teaching second graders. With a mischievous smile, Alina proposes a thrilling proposition, an all expenses paid, 2-month journey across Europe. Intrigued, Daisy's curiosity gets the better of her, and she asks about the nature of the role she would assume during this trip. Alina explains that Daisy would act as her personal secretary, offering assistance and wise counsel, a position not too dissimilar from her current self-appointed duties. Considering the logistics of her sudden departure, Daisy finds herself succumbing to the allure of Alina's proposal, ultimately deciding to accompany her. Ecstatically, both friends leap for joy. The subsequent scenes transport us to a snow-drenched London, where Alina and Daisy find themselves in awe of the city's ethereal beauty. Standing on the bustling streets, flakes gently cascading around them, Alina announces with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension that her brother Paul will soon be joining them. Daisy, eager to gather insights into this mysterious character, can't help but inquire about his appearance. Alina, with a wry smile, describes him as a stick in the mud, devoid of any discernible sense of humor. Determined to prove Alina wrong, Daisy confidently declares that everyone possesses a sense of humor. Alina, resolute in her beliefs, recounts a childhood memory that only deepens the contrast between the siblings. While Alina's idols were those who excelled in the intricate field of plant anatomy, leading them to receive the prestigious National Medal of Honor, Paul's admiration was reserved for the stoic Queen's Guard stationed outside Buckingham Palace. In a surprising twist, Alina discloses that her family harbor the belief that she has been diligently studying economics and world trade for the past 8 years, diligently honing her skills within the hallowed halls of Wall Street, and she emphasizes the need for secrecy, as Daisy is the sole person who knows about the truth of her floral hobbies. In a moment of perfect timing, Prince Paul gracefully emerges onto the scene, his presence commanding attention. With an air of regal authority, he approaches Alina and Daisy, embracing his sister warmly. A lively conversation ensues, with Paul inquiring about Alina's life across the Atlantic. Alina responds with enthusiasm, assuring her brother that all is well. Taking the opportunity to introduce Daisy, Alina playfully refers to her as her faithful assistant. Paul, ever the gracious gentleman, extends a welcoming hand to Daisy, expressing his sincere pleasure in making her acquaintance. Engulfed by the warmth of the moment, Paul extends an invitation for coffee, a chance to share further conversation, and solidify the newfound bond between the three. In the present scene, they leisurely stroll along the snow-covered streets, each holding an umbrella to shield themselves from the falling snowflakes. Engrossed in their dialogue, Paul opens up and confesses his feelings of jealousy towards Daisy. He reveals that he is envious because she shares a closer bond with his sister than he does. In response, Daisy, with a knowing smile, assures him that she is privy to many stories and experiences that she can share with him. However, their conversation is interrupted by Alina, who reminds them of their public appearance. With a promise to reconvene at the hotel later, he bids them farewell and departs. As they exchange glances, Alina directs her attention to Daisy and confirms that her assessment of Paul's lack of humor and emotional distance is accurate. Later, Paul converses with his father, assuring him that everything is under control. Meanwhile, Daisy is captivated by the opulence of their surroundings as they step into their lavish hotel room. Soon after, the king requests a private conversation with Alina. She retrieves the phone from her brother and engages in a heartfelt discussion with her father. While Alina expresses her dissatisfaction with the arrangement of flowers in the room, Paul turns to Daisy and remarks that she remains the same person, even after 8 years in New York. He jokes about her enduring obsession with flowers and plants. Teasingly, he predicts that Daisy will someday inherit the throne due to her deep connection with nature, highlighting her affinity for plants over people. Curious about Alina's social life in New York, he inquires whether she has made friends. Daisy, attempting to conceal the fact that Alina spends more time tending to flowers than socializing, quickly responds that Alina indeed has many friends, until Alina overhears their conversation and attempts to intervene. Mischievously, she playfully places the bouquet of flowers near Paul's nose, triggering his allergies. Taking advantage of the situation, Alina hands Daisy the phone and asks her to speak with their father while she tends to the floral arrangement. As Daisy engages in conversation with the king, they delve into the origin and significance of her name, exchanging anecdotes and fond memories. In the following sequence, as Adam steps into the bustling office, his discontent is palpable. The assignment bestowed upon him by his superiors leaves him disheartened. You see, Adam is not just any ordinary journalist yearning for a chance to attend the renowned International Flower Show. It's a spectacle where floral wonders from across the globe converge, a dream for any enthusiast of nature's delicate blooms. But alas, fate has conspired against him. His boss, with an air of authority, insists that he abandon his aspirations and instead interview Princess Alina. Adam voices his concerns and objections. He pleads with his boss for an alternative. Yet his words seem to fall on deaf ears. An arduous negotiation ensues. Finally, with a heavy sigh and a reluctant nod, Adam concedes to his boss's demands. His boss unveils a piece of the princess's story. Princess Alina, it seems, has been a resident of New York for a long time. Her imminent arrival in London has sparked a buzz of curiosity. Adam, not one to shy away from expressing his opinions, protests. He claims to be weary of dealing with women, believing them to be challenging. Yet his boss remains resolute, reminding him of his duty. Reluctantly, Adam agrees to abide by his boss's wishes. He declares his intention to first attend the floral design tournament, immersing himself in the vibrant tapestry of blossoms and scents. Only then, he pledges, will he venture to meet Princess Alina. His boss questions Adam's peculiar fascination with flowers. To him, their mere presence can uplift a gloomy mood, revitalize a weary soul, and heal even the deepest wounds. Interrupting his reverie, the boss imparts a final instruction: return with captivating stories that will enthrall and captivate readers. The scene scene shifts to a grand public appearance, where Princess Alina and Paul stand amidst a sea of esteemed individuals in front of the church. Their regal presence commands attention, and whispers of admiration ripple through the crowd. In the midst of this splendor, Daisy emerges. Overwhelmed with joy, she suggests that they pay a visit to the floral event during their lunch break. As they arrive at the event, anticipation dances in the air, mirroring Alina's exhilaration. They step inside the grand hall, and the sight that unfolds before them is nothing short of awe-inspiring. A breathtaking panorama of vibrant flowers and verdant foliage sprawls in every direction, casting a spell of enchantment. But before they can fully immerse themselves in this botanical symphony, an authoritative woman intervenes, informing them of a minor setback. Public visitors, she explains, are only permitted entry starting the following Sunday. Exceptions are made only for those serving as jury members or competitors in the competition. With a graceful approach, Alina steps forward, presenting herself as a competitor. The woman's tone carries a hint of intrigue as she inquires about Alina's name. Caught in a dilemma, Alina hesitates, knowing that revealing her true identity as the princess would subject her to scrutiny. Instead, she chooses Daisy's name, hoping to maintain a shroud of secrecy. Daisy, unable to contain her frustration, expresses her concerns about Alina's overwhelming schedule. Unfazed by Daisy's complaints, Alina radiates an infectious excitement. Just as tranquility envelops their conversation, an unexpected twist unfolds as Adam bursts onto the scene. Thinking on her feet, Alina introduces herself as Daisy, causing a brief moment of bewilderment among the trio. Adam, under the impression that they are part of the event staff, directs his inquiry towards them. As the air settles, the woman responsible for the event gracefully enters, presenting Alina with her long-awaited badge. Seizing the opportunity, Adam reveals his identity as a journalist, hoping to secure his own badge. Transitioning to the next scene, Daisy approaches Prince Paul, brimming with confusion and stress, to share the latest development. Astonishment washes over Paul as he absorbs the news. Gone are the days when her focus was solely on flowers and plants. Now her heart overflows with compassion for others. Daisy confirms Alina's selfless acts of volunteering in shelters, and her tireless efforts to rescue and protect animals, painting a vivid picture of Alina's newfound purpose. Meanwhile, the organizer of the Grand Flower event extends a warm welcome to all the participating competitors. With a gentle smile, they impart essential instructions, ensuring a fair and enjoyable competition for everyone involved. Amidst the buzz of anticipation, a fellow competitor approaches Alina, his demeanor laced with skepticism. Disregarding the notion of camaraderie, he cautions Alina against embracing false hope, emphasizing the fierce nature of the competition. Proudly representing Russia, he shares his extensive experience and vows to claim victory this time around. His unwavering determination lingers in the air as he retreats into the background. Daisy instinctively gravitates towards her, seeking answers. Alina describes him as an enigmatic figure within the competition. Daisy proudly reveals her successful persuasion of Prince Paul. Ascending the staircase, Daisy and Alina walk side by side, engrossed in a lively conversation. Daisy inquires about Alina's strategies for handling her public appearances alongside her brother, wondering how she plans to navigate the demands of both roles. In the midst of their discussion, Adam approaches them. Seizing the opportune moment, Alina reveals Daisy's true identity, unveiling her as the princess herself. Adam is struck with astonishment. Unable to contain his excitement, he expresses his heartfelt desire to conduct an exclusive interview with Alina, praising her active involvement in the competition. Caught off guard by this sudden turn of events, they exchange bewildered glances. Daisy gracefully asks Adam to postpone the conversation to a later time. Later that night, within the cozy confines of their hotel room, Alina assures Daisy that everything will eventually fall into place. She guides Daisy to embrace her inner princess during the forthcoming interview, seizing the opportunity to mention her lifelong yearning for a taste of royalty. Alina discloses her master plan to continue their charade throughout their stay in London, with Daisy assuming her identity. As the night unfolds, Paul, Alina, and Daisy gather around a table, engaged in a profound discussion. Paul, wearing a faint trace of frustration, laments Alina's sudden absence, yet his demeanor brightens upon discovering her visit to the children's hospital and her dedicated involvement in volunteer work. Brimming with pride, he inquires about the photographs she might have captured. Quick on her feet, Alina dismisses the idea, explaining that it was a private encounter, a heartfelt moment shared exclusively with the sick children. Daisy steps in, reinforcing Alina's claim and emphasizing their intention to avoid disrupting or intruding upon the delicate state of the children. With the conversation skillfully diverted from Alina's hospital visit, Paul redirects the topic to the agenda for the following day. He discusses upcoming meetings. Alina is grappling with frustration at the prospect of missing the flower competition. Paul retreats to the bathroom, leaving Alina and Daisy alone to contemplate their next move. A surge of hope invigorates her spirit as she conceives a genius plan. The following morning arrives swiftly. As Paul heads toward Alina's room, Daisy steps forward, announcing that Alina is unexpectedly experiencing a bout of stomach ache. Paul, faced with no alternative, acknowledges that he will meet the Chancellor on his own. In the meantime, Alina marches resolutely towards the Grand Flower event, determined to emerge triumphant. Adam, ever vigilant, meanders between the various competitors, meticulously scrutinizing the progress of each participant. Alina pours her heart and soul into her labor of love, wholly engrossed in the act of conjuring her floral masterpiece. Adam approaches her with the wellspring of support and admiration. He effusively expresses his enchantment with her work, extending an invitation for lunch the following day in the esteemed presence of Princess Alina. As the clock ticks toward the end of the 3-hour time limit, anticipation fills the air. One jury member is drawn to Alina's exhibit and praises the ingenuity of the flower throne she has meticulously crafted. After careful consideration, they declare Alina the esteemed victor. Alina's happiness is momentarily interrupted by the realization that she must quickly leave to fulfill her regal duties. Meanwhile, Paul and Daisy wait eagerly at a table, their faces filled with anticipation for Alina's arrival. Moments later, Alina arrives, and Paul mentions an upcoming magazine interview the following day. Curious, Daisy asks about the interviewer's identity, and Paul reveals that it is Adam. Alina, maintaining her composure, acknowledges this revelation, having foreseen it. Daisy adds that she had a fortunate encounter with Adam at the ongoing flower event in London, where he expressed a genuine desire to interview the Queen. Due to Alina's busy schedule, Daisy agreed to take her place for the show. Little does anyone know, a competitor named Andrew seizes a perfect opportunity to meddle with Alina's water bottle. He secretly adds liquor to hinder her chances of winning the competition. According to tradition, all competitors are given 3 hours to create their artistic marvels. Unfortunately, fate seems to conspire against Alina as the flowers she skillfully wields begin wilting and decaying. As a result, she fails to secure victory on the second day, leaving Andrew as the ultimate winner. Feeling the tension in the air, Adam decides to approach Alina and inquire about her intentions regarding the planned lunch. Nevertheless, Alina informs him that the princess is burdened with a multitude of engagements today, rendering her unable to attend. However, Alina assures Adam that she possesses a wealth of knowledge about her and can satisfy his curiosity. Adam readily agrees to this proposition, eager to learn more. Meanwhile, Paul unexpectedly invites Daisy to join him in his quarters for a private conversation. He urges her to seek out Alina and ask for her support, emphasizing the importance of Alina embracing her responsibilities as the future queen. At the same time, Alina finds herself having a meal with Adam. They sit together, engaging in conversation. Using discreet wireless pods, Alina and Daisy secretly communicate with each other. Daisy, engaged in conversation with Paul, and Alina, engrossed in discussion with Adam, find their responses becoming intertwined. Their voices intermingle, creating a symphony of overlapping dialogues. Meanwhile, Alina unintentionally becomes an audience to her brother's innermost thoughts, gaining insight into how he perceives her. However, Daisy strives to provide impartial and constructive responses that align with both Alina's and her own interests. Alina reveals the disheartening truth that her family vehemently opposes her pursuit of personal aspirations. Adam, having experienced a similar situation, shares that he too abandoned the career path his parents had envisioned for him, a lawyer. He openly expresses his discontent with his current profession and unveils his fervent desire to establish an enchanting floral boutique, specializing in meticulously handcrafted bouquets tailored for weddings and special occasions. Adam's story unfolds, recounting a heart-wrenching tale of his ex-girlfriend's departure after a 5-year journey together, leaving behind a plethora of vibrant flowers and verdant plants. He saw these botanical treasures as innocent victims and resolved to nurture them, which proved instrumental in overcoming his personal anguish. As their conversation continues, an intangible bond forms, evident through exchanged smiles and lingering gazes. Unbeknownst to the enamored duo, the Russian cheater quietly occupies a table situated behind them. Concealed within the shadows, he diligently observes their every interaction, his vigilant gaze fixed upon their blossoming connection. Adam finds himself filled with frustration and boredom whenever the topic of the royal family arises. He strongly expresses his discontent, considering them nothing more than a group of arrogant and self-centered individuals. To him they represent emptiness, lacking genuine substance and purpose. Alina can't bear his disparaging remarks and decides to end the conversation. Meanwhile, Daisy attends the flower event. As she explores, she comes across Andrew, who catches her attention. He has an air of mystery, speaking in riddles and nonsense. Amidst his cryptic ramblings, he claims to possess secret knowledge, and suggests that he has seen Alina and Adam having a meal together. Just as uncertainty begins to overwhelm her, Adam himself arrives on the scene. Daisy seizes the opportunity to ask him about Alina's whereabouts. Adam reluctantly reveals that Alina stormed off. Alina suddenly appears, and Daisy drags her off for a private talk. In a secluded corner of the room, Daisy expresses her deep despair over the prince's seeming indifference towards her, believing that his heart is solely devoted to his princely duties and responsibilities. As a commoner, Daisy keenly perceives the stark contrast between their respective worlds. Sensing Daisy's distress, Alina wraps her in a warm and comforting embrace, assuring her that her brother's affection for her is genuine. Amidst tear-streaked cheeks, Alina shares her own internal struggle. She expresses her belief that Adam embodies the ideal partner. He motivates her to pursue her dreams and break free from the suffocating expectations of her family. However, Alina cannot ignore her sense of duty towards her family. Even as she tries to escape her predetermined fate, the truth remains inevitable: she will always be a princess. With a heavy heart, she resolves to withdraw from the competition. Though Daisy has reservations about Alina's decision, she ultimately stands by her side. Unbeknownst to them, their conversation does not go unnoticed. The mysterious Russian man, lurking in the shadows, listens intently to every word. He decides to seize the opportunity and disclose the shocking truth to Adam. The weight of betrayal crashes down on Adam, leaving him in a state of disbelief. In the following scene, Alina finds herself plunged back into the whirlwind of her princess duties. She stands beside her brother as they prepare to attend the next grand event. While exchanging words, Paul subtly hints at Daisy's pivotal role in Alina's decision. The sun rises on a new day, casting its gentle rays upon the sleeping Alina. Her serenity is abruptly shattered as Daisy bursts into the room, her face filled with urgency. In her trembling hands, she holds a magazine that exposes Alina's true identity to the world. Panic courses through Alina's veins at Adam's betrayal. Paul appears outside her door, concern etched on his face. He implores Alina to open up and share her troubles. Aware of the urgent need to address the situation with Adam, Alina turns to Daisy, and she asks her to distract Paul, divert his attention, and buy her the time she needs to confront Adam and salvage the whole situation. In a hushed whisper, Alina reveals that Paul confided in her the previous night, expressing his admiration for Daisy. As Daisy cautiously opens the door, her heart pounding, she gathers the strength to push aside her fears and seize the moment. With a tender kiss on Paul's lips, the tension dissipates in the room, leaving him in a state of bewildered calm. Finally, a smile graces his lips, and he invites Daisy to breakfast. In the midst of a whirlwind of emotions, Alina steps into the flower event. Her heart quivers with a mixture of nervousness and determination as she gathers the courage to face Adam. Adam, aware of Alina's inner turmoil, prepares himself to defend his intentions. He explains that his only desire was to awaken the dormant truth within her. He claims that she has been entangled in self-deception. Adam yearns to witness her blossoming, to see her break free from the chains of her own illusions. However, Alina's anger continues to smolder. Undeterred by Alina's passionate outburst, Adam implores her to read the article he has written, a testament to his sincere hopes for her. He urges her not to forsake her true self, to embrace the passionate pursuit of her aspirations, and to shed the burden of expectations that come with her royal heritage. In a moment of vulnerability, he reveals the pain of betrayal that pierces his heart, assuring Alina that his words were never meant to wound her, but rather to guide her toward the path that leads to her authentic self. As the echoes of their impassioned exchange fade away, Adam takes a step closer to Alina, his eyes brimming with empathy. A flicker of hope dances in his gaze. However, Alina, overcome by regret, laments that time has slipped away. She mourns the loss of yesterday's competition. Adam, undeterred by the cloak of defeat, offers a lifeline, a mere half hour, a fleeting window of opportunity for Alina to craft a masterpiece that embodies the essence of natural blossoms. Meanwhile, Paul and Daisy gather together in earnest deliberation. They understand the significance of Alina's triumph, not only for her own sake, but for the unity and prosperity of the entire kingdom. United by unwavering support and a shared vision of a brighter future, and with their decision made, they embark on a quest to breathe life into Alina's dreams. Fueled by a newfound resilience, Alina weaves an ephemeral throne of resplendent flowers. With each passing moment, her creation blossoms, reflecting the blossoming that occurs within her own soul. Alina finds herself among the final competitors, standing alongside the Russian cheater and another competitor, a trio poised on the brink of victory. However, the Russian contestant, fueled by deception, launches a protest. According to her, Alina is undeserving of the right to continue, as she assumed a fake name. Yet Adam declares that no rule exists to prohibit the use of nicknames. Furthermore, he asserts that the real Daisy firmly supports Alina's decision. In his impassioned defense of Alina's journey, he reveals the truth concealed beneath her transformation, a desire to shed the weight of royalty and experience life as an ordinary human. The desire for a private conversation between Paul and Alina lingers in the air, and eventually, Paul expresses it. Alina, heavy with remorse, apologizes for keeping the truth hidden, and confesses that her actions were driven by a burning desire to pursue her dreams. Surprisingly, Paul understands Alina's internal struggle, and offers his unwavering support. He reassures her that she doesn't have to give up on her aspirations, and tells her about Adam's incredible article, which is currently making a profound impact on the kingdom's economy. Paul even called his parents, and their approval of Alina's decisions is evident in his words. Intrigued, Alina expresses her curiosity about Adam's article. Paul likens it to a love letter, filled with affection and admiration. The narrative then takes us to the next sequence, where Alina, strengthened by the support she has received, returns to the competition. The atmosphere crackles with electricity as everyone becomes a beacon of encouragement. Immersed in a world of blossoms and fragrant petals, Alina and her fellow competitors pour their hearts and souls into crafting magnificent bouquets. Time dances by, and as the competition draws to an end, an air of anticipation envelops the room. The organizer announces a brief intermission for the jury to discuss. Alina is declared the undisputed winner. Waves of joy crash upon her soul, and a radiant smile blooms on her face, mirroring the floral masterpieces that surround her. In the following sequence, taking center stage, Alina expresses her heartfelt gratitude. In a surprising twist, Alina delves into the depths of her soul and offers the crown to her brother. Modestly, Paul initially refuses the honor, acknowledging Alina's rightful place as the first heir. However, Alina discloses a confidential discussion she had with their parents. They have come to an agreement, understanding that the kingdom requires both a king and a queen. Paul gazes at Daisy, and their tender, affectionate kiss is met with resounding applause, joyously commemorating their profound love. Paul then turns his gaze back to Alina, curious about her future. Confidently, she proclaims her intent to open a flower shop. Her eyes fall upon Adam, who shares her passion. She beckons him closer, asking if he would be interested in joining her. Adam steps forward. He, too, has decided to leave behind a job that fails to ignite his passions, choosing instead to embark on a journey of floral artistry. He pledges his undivided commitment, assuring Alina that he is fully engaged, in both mind and heart. Alina, with a soft yet determined voice, unveils her indulgence in the depths of Adam's article, relishing every word with an unexpressed yearning. In this very moment, where their blossoming love finds its purest form, Adam leans closer, his lips delicately caressing hers, an affirmation of their steadfast devotion. As the curtains descend gracefully upon this mesmerizing tale, a kiss seals the moment, leaving behind a gentle yet persistent aura of hope.